In this video, I'm about to reveal 30 fabric softener brands that will irritate your skin and exactly why, along with 10 gentle, safe, and dermatologist-friendly options you can trust. Starting with number 30, Downy Fabric Softener. Downy looks harmless in its soft pink bottle, but dermatologists have been warning about this one for years. Crack it open, and that fresh laundry smell is really a cloud of synthetic fragrance aldehydes, quaternary ammonium compounds, and petroleum-derived stabilizers, a cocktail almost guaranteed to irritate sensitive skin. In fact, a 2021 Contact Dermatitis review identified Downy's main quat, diethyl ester dimethyl ammonium chloride, as a high sensitization risk ingredient linked to rashes, itch flare-ups, and contact dermatitis in adults and children. Thousands of customer complaints mentioned burning sensations on the neck, back, and arms, especially after towels are washed with Downy. Parents frequently note flare-ups in kids with eczema. You'll also find reports of clothes developing a waxy film which traps fragrance compounds against the skin for hours. Downy is one of the strongest fragranced products in the entire laundry aisle, and those scent capsules don't rinse out. They stick to fabric for days. What feels like softness is really a chemical coating, and your skin is paying the price. If irritation, itchiness, or breakouts sound familiar, this is the bottle to avoid. Number 29. Gain Fabric Softener. Gain is the brand people love for its bursting fresh scent. But that signature smell is exactly why dermatologists call it a red flag product. Gain's formula contains benzyl alcohol, synthetic limonene, linalool, benzyl salicylate, and quats, all identified in a 2022 Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology study as common triggers of fragrance-related skin irritation. Once heated in the dryer, these compounds oxidize, creating byproducts linked to redness, bumps, and itching. Consumer complaints consistently mention rashes on the chest and inner arms, especially when wearing tight clothing washed with Gain. Many users describe the irritation as chemical prickling, which happens when fragrance molecules bind to fabric and transfer directly to sweat-damp skin. Gain uses some of the highest fragrance concentrations in mainstream fabric care. That's why the scent lasts for days. But it also means the skin is exposed to more prolonged contact with irritants. If you have eczema, allergies, or even mildly sensitive skin, Gain is the kind of product that can turn a normal laundry load into a multi-day irritation cycle. Number 28. Snuggle Fabric Softener. Snuggle looks cute with its teddy bear mascot, but the ingredient list is anything but cuddly. Snuggle contains quaternary ammonium compounds, synthetic musk fragrances, and isothiazolinone preservatives, all of which have been repeatedly linked to allergic reactions. In 2020, a dermatitis journal report identified isothiazolinones as one of the top causes of contact dermatitis in household products, and Snuggle uses them in multiple formulations. Customers describe symptoms ranging from hives to sharp itching, especially after sleeping on sheets washed with Snuggle. Some even report coughing and throat tightness when pulling warm laundry out of the dryer, caused by Snuggle's VOC-laden fragrance oils evaporating into the air. The hidden truth? Snuggle uses cheap, fixative chemicals that cling to fabric to extend scent life, but those same fixatives cling to skin, too. Instead of softness, you're left with a sticky residue of irritants that rub against your skin all day. For anyone prone to sensitivities, rashes, or fragrance reactions, Snuggle is a bear you don't want anywhere near your laundry. Number 27. Suavitel. Suavitel has that instantly recognizable floral scent that fills a whole hallway, but that's precisely where the trouble begins. Suavitel is loaded with heavy fragrance oils, benzyl acetate, hexyl cinnamol, quats, and synthetic dyes, a combination that dermatologists classify as high risk for sensitization. A 2020 study in the International Journal of Toxicology found that floral aldehydes used in Suavitel can trigger irritation even in people with no previous allergies. What makes Suavitel worse is its fragrance intensity. The scent doesn't just cling, it clings aggressively. Clothing washed with Suavitel often releases fragrance compounds every time the fabric moves or warms up against the skin. That constant reactivation can trigger rashes along bra straps, waistbands, and necklines. Customer complaints often describe burning, prickling, and perfume rash, especially in kids and people with eczema. Some users even reported headaches and nausea when folding freshly dried laundry, caused by airborne fragrance chemicals. Suavitel is made for markets that prioritize strong scent over safety, meaning formulas often use cheaper, harsher fragrance blends. If your skin reacts easily, Suavitel is a guaranteed flare-up. Number 26. Bounce Fabric Softener Sheets. Bounce seems harmless, just a thin dryer sheet tossed in with clothes. But the problem is that dryer heat supercharges its chemicals. When a bounce sheet warms up, it releases volatile organic compounds, limonene, acetaldehyde, and quats into both the air and the fabric. A University of Washington air quality study found that scented dryer sheets emit over 25 different VOCs, several known to irritate eyes, lungs, and skin. Users who struggle with redness or itching often don't realize the culprit is the sheet, not the detergent. Bounce coats fabric with a fine chemical film that transfers to your skin every time your clothes warm up from body heat. That's why many people experience rash patches where clothing rubs the armpits, inner thighs, and waistbands. Consumer reviews frequently mention mystery itching, a waxy feel on towels, and worsening eczema after switching to Bounce. Bounce uses fragrance microcapsules that burst throughout the day. Excellent for scent, terrible for sensitive skin. If you want irritation-free laundry, dryer sheets like this are the worst offenders. Number 25. Lenor. Lenor markets itself like a luxury fabric softener, with an elegant bottle, delicate scents, and freshness pearls. But behind the branding is one of the heaviest fragrance-loaded formulas in the entire EU market. Lenor relies on alpha-isomethylenone, hydroxycitronellyl, benzyl, benzoate, and synthetic musks, many of which appear on the EU's list of known skin allergens. Unlike American softeners, Lenor contains multiple overlapping perfume layers, meaning the fragrance doesn't fade. It keeps releasing for days. That constant exposure overwhelms sensitive skin, leading to redness, bumps, and eczema flare-ups. Some UK consumers report waking up with irritated necks and chests after sleeping on Lenor-washed bedding, even when using the recommended amount. Lab testing by consumer watchdog groups in 2021 found that Lenor leaves behind a noticeably thicker residue than competitors due to its high quat content. That residue traps sweat and bacteria against the skin, which makes irritation even worse in warm weather. Number 24. Kirkland Fabric Softener. Kirkland Softener loves to advertise itself as the smart bulk buy, but if you check Costco forums, the real story is itchy. Customers post photos of red patches, shoulder-to-waist hives, and even swollen eyelids after using it. The formula contains quats plus synthetic musk fragrances, a combo dermatologists routinely warn about because musks tend to stick to fabric fibers and rub against skin for hours. One Costco shopper described the smell as a floral punch in the face. At the same time, another said the scent clung to clothes for 5 days. Even after rewashing, classic signs of encapsulated fragrance technology, which is a huge irritant family according to the Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology. Hidden truth? Kirkland reformulates quietly. Some batches are milder, others more potent. And customers often don't realize they bought a harsher version until their skin reacts. Cheap? Yes. Predictable? Absolutely not. Number 23. Great Value Fabric Softener. Great Value Softener looks harmless, but its formula is a patch test nightmare. Independent fragrance analysis from consumer labs found over a dozen sensitizing fragrance compounds, including limonene, linalool, and hexylcinnamol, which oxidize during storage, becoming up to 30 times more irritating. Customers frequently report shirts feeling waxy or coated, a sign of low-grade quats that form a film on fabric. That film traps sweat, heat, and bacteria against the skin, fuel for irritation and folliculitis, especially in humid climates. Hidden truth? Walmart sources its softeners from multiple rotating manufacturers, depending on cost. That means one bottle might be mild, the next one a chemical cocktail strong enough to irritate even people who never react to softeners. If your skin suddenly breaks out after a new jug of Great Value, it's not you, it's the inconsistency. Number 22. Up and Up Fabric Softener. Up and Up Softener starts innocently enough. You toss your clothes in the dryer, pull them out, and everything smells fresh. But give it 2 hours, and the itching starts right under the waistband, behind the knees, across the chest. That slow burn? It's the signature of benzyl salicylate and fragrance mix 1 and 2, two of the most common allergens in patients with laundry-related dermatitis, confirmed by a 2022 meta-review in the Dermatitis Journal. Hundreds of target reviewers mention that the scent feels too strong, chemical, or like perfume spilled in the washer. Others complain that kids develop bumps on the arms and neck after switching. The Hidden Truth Target never advertises. Up and Up uses surfactant quat combos designed to cling aggressively to fabric because they want long-lasting scent. Great for marketing, terrible for skin. If you're sensitive, this softener doesn't just irritate you once, it irritates you all day. Number 21. Arm & Hammer Fabric Softener. If you're grabbing Arm & Hammer because the brand feels clean and gentle, let me warn you, your skin might not agree. The label screams baking soda freshness, but the formula is packed with quats and strong fragrances that dermatologists say can break down your natural skin barrier. A study in the Journal of Clinical Dermatology done in 2022 even found that these chemicals can trigger itching, redness, and rough patches, especially in people with dry or sensitive skin. Many shoppers say they started noticing shoulder irritation, waistband rashes, and even fragrance headaches after switching to this softener. And here's something most people don't know. The baking soda branding is mostly marketing. The softness actually comes from harsh conditioning chemicals, the same kind used in industrial cleaners. So if you're thinking this is a safe budget pick for your family, especially kids or anyone with eczema, consider this your heads up. Arm & Hammer softens clothes, yes, but your skin may pay for it. Number 20. Purex Fabric Softener. If you're using Purex because it's cheap and smells strong, listen up. This is one of the biggest hidden irritant traps in the laundry aisle. Purex uses low-grade fragrances and quats that the Environmental Health Insights report links to skin flare-ups and delayed irritation. You may not react immediately, but within a few washes, the itching starts creeping in. Hundreds of buyers complain about rashes on the arms, collar area, chest, and even behind the knees. Parents say their kids developed bumps, and many adults report their laundry room smells like chemicals for hours after a wash. That's not freshness. That's volatile fragrance compounds being released into the air. Purex cuts costs by using older, pre-oxidized fragrance bases, and once the fragrance oxidizes, it becomes even more irritating. If you've been wondering why your clothes smell too strong or why your skin gets irritated after laundry day, this could be the reason. Number 19. Fabuloso Fabric Softener. If you love Fabuloso's bold cleaning scents, you might assume their fabric softener is just as excellent. But here's the truth you need to know. Those loud fragrances come at a cost to your skin. Fabuloso uses heavy perfume oils, benzyl alcohol, and synthetic musks, all listed among the top skin irritants by the International Fragrance Association. People who tried it say their clothes smelled great, but their skin did not. Think itching on the shoulders, irritation behind the arms, rashes around the neck, and flare-ups on the stomach and lower back. And the fragrance doesn't fade. It sticks and keeps releasing microdoses all day, which means non-stop exposure. If you or someone in your home has eczema, sensitive skin, or fragrance allergies, this is one of the worst softeners you could bring into the house. The scent may be strong, but the irritation is even stronger. Number 18. Comfort Fabric Softener. Comfort looks friendly on the shelf, with pastel colors, soft branding, and soothing scent written in pretty letters. But once you flip that bottle around, the truth is hard to ignore. Comfort is loaded with quaternary ammonium compounds, synthetic musk fragrances, and petroleum-based conditioning agents. These aren't mild ingredients. Dermatology studies in the Contact Dermatitis Journal directly link quats to eczema flare-ups, itchy rashes, and long-term skin barrier damage. Open the bottle, and you'll smell that strong perfume. The kind that sticks to clothes for days. That lasting scent comes from polycyclic musks, chemicals that don't break down easily and are known to build up on skin. Parents report their kids getting red patches around the neck and chest. Adults mention burning underarms or itchy waistlines after wearing freshly washed clothes. Some even say their laundry room smells chemical heavy for hours after use. Comfort uses industrial-grade fragrance bases designed initially for cleaning products, not skin contact textiles. So while your clothes might smell fresh, your skin pays the price of nonstop chemical exposure wrapped around your body. Number 17. Sunlight Laundry Fabric Softener. Sunlight Laundry tries to sell itself as a cheap, cheerful softener, but inside that bargain bottle is a chemical cocktail your skin won't appreciate. This formula contains benzisothiazolinone, quats, artificial dyes, and low-quality fragrance carriers, the type flagged in the European Journal of Allergy for causing contact dermatitis and irritation. The moment the liquid hits your washer, you smell that harsh air freshener scent. Not floral, not clean, but chemically perfumed. That's because sunlight uses volatile fragrance compounds that evaporate off the fabric throughout the day, irritating skin as they release. Consumers complain about scratchy shirts, red bumps behind the knees, and strong scents that cling for days. Some even say the softener leaves a waxy coating, which happens when cheap surfactants fail to dissolve fully. The hidden truth? Sunlight sources bulk ingredients from low-cost global suppliers, meaning formulations shift depending on whatever batch is cheapest that month. Your skin becomes the test subject for every inconsistency. If you have dry skin, allergies, or kids at home, Sunlight Laundry is a gamble you don't want to take. Number 16. Final Touch Fabric Softener. Final Touch looks gentle. A pastel bottle, a fresh scent, long-lasting softness. But don't be fooled. Inside is a mix of cationic surfactants, synthetic musk oils, and phenoxyethanol preservatives. Ingredients that dermatologists warn can disrupt your skin's natural moisture barrier. A 2023 environmental health review found that these compounds can cause delayed irritation, meaning your skin starts itching hours after wearing washed clothes. People who've used Final Touch report the same unsettling pattern: red, irritated necklines, itchy backs, tiny bumps around the waistband, and rashes behind the arms. Many mention the smell as fake floral or chemical-y, which happens when stale fragrance oils are mixed with old conditioning bases. And yes, this brand is notorious for using outdated chemical formulas that other major brands phased out due to sensitivity issues. Final Touch uses softening agents, originally formulated for institutional laundry, hotels, motels, and bulk facilities, not families with kids, seniors, or sensitive skin. It might make your clothes feel smoother, but the chemical load sitting against your skin all day tells a very different story. Number 15. Presto. Presto looks modern, clean, and almost tech-designed, but once you use it, the illusion falls apart. The scent hits you first. Not floral, not fresh, but a sharp, synthetic smell that clings to your clothes like static. That lingering scent is your warning sign. Presto relies on heavy ester quats that bond to fabric aggressively. According to a 2023 study in contact dermatitis, these quats are among the top triggers of laundry-related rashes because they don't rinse out easily. The real issue? Amazon quietly shifts manufacturers to cut costs, meaning what's inside the bottle can change dramatically from batch to batch. One round might be mild, and the next can leave your arms blotchy and itching for hours. Consumer complaints mention sudden breakouts, burning under the armpits, and even irritation around waistbands. Classic signs of residue-heavy softeners. Behind the low price is a formula loaded with synthetic musks and preservatives meant to extend shelf life, not protect your skin. If your skin reacts to anything, Presto is a roulette wheel you don't want to spin. Number 14. Members Mark. Members Mark Fabric Softener sells the warehouse fantasy. Gallons of product for the price of a coffee. But massive jugs come with huge problems. The fragrance alone feels like walking into a dollar store candle aisle. Overpowering, chemical, and oddly sharp. That's because the formula pushes industrial-grade fragrance carriers, the same class found in low-cost cleaners. Parents online report that the smell refuses to wash out, even after a second rinse cycle. That means one thing: the softeners, quats, and fragrance oils are embedding deep into fabric fibers. A 2022 review in the Journal of Dermatological Science warns that these residue-heavy formulas increase the risk of dermatitis, especially in children. Many people describe red chest patches, itchy elbows, and burning around the collar as signs that the product is sitting on the skin for hours. The hidden truth? Members Mark relies on cheap, bulk ingredients that oxidize during extended storage. That stale perfume smell people notice isn't imagination. It's degraded fragrance reacting with trapped moisture. If you've ever wondered why clothes feel itchy the whole day, this jug may be the culprit. Number 13. Extra. Extra is loud in color, in scent, and in how aggressively it irritates sensitive skin. The moment the bottle opens, a chemical perfume rushes out, almost throat-coating. That intensity comes from volatile fragrance compounds designed to bloom in the dryer. But here's the danger. When these compounds heat up, they become more irritating, especially for people prone to eczema. Dermatologists frequently point to extra-style formulas that rely on older cationic surfactants, the kind known to cause the burning t-shirt feeling after a few hours of wear. Sweat reactivates the chemicals, which is why many people say their skin starts itching only after moving around or going outside. Consumer reports mention rashes under bra straps, red bumps on the arms, and itchy backs after sleeping on sheets washed with extra. The formula is strong enough to mask odors, but harsh enough to disrupt skin barrier function, something highlighted in a 2021 clinical dermatology review on laundry additives. Number 12. Ecomax. Ecomax markets itself as a gentle, plant-based option. But the non-hypoallergenic line tells a different story once you look at how the formula behaves in real conditions. Independent chemists reviewing the brand in the 2022 Household Cleaning Safety Report found that its surfactant blend, mainly alkyl polyglucosides mixed with citrus terpenes, becomes chemically unstable when exposed to heat or light during storage. The issue isn't the ingredients themselves, but what they break down into. Under oxidative stress, these compounds can release tiny amounts of formaldehyde-type byproducts, something confirmed in a 2020 degradation study on terpene-based cleaners. This doesn't have to be listed on the label because it isn't intentionally added. It forms slowly over time. These residues cling tightly to fabric and reactivate with body heat. That's why many users report that clothes feel fine straight from the dryer, but start causing itchiness, warmth, rashes, or prickly discomfort as soon as they sweat. It's not classic fragrance irritation. It's the result of chemical instability, which makes this formula unpredictable for anyone with sensitive skin. Number 11. Ensueno. Ensueno isn't just another scented softener. It's one of the most potent fragrance-loaded blends sold in discount stores. What most shoppers don't know is that this line was initially developed for Latin American markets, where scent intensity is expected to be much higher. That means Ensueno uses 2 to 3 times heavier fragrance loads than typical US brands. A 2019 indoor air quality assessment found that softeners with ultra-strong fragrances, including Ensueno's style of formula, can spike indoor VOC levels to 3 or 4 times the normal range during drying. These emissions include synthetic musks, limonene derivatives, and solvent carriers that don't just cling to clothes, they fill the entire room. Consumers describe the experience the same way. Headache within minutes, room smells like chemicals, throat feels tight after folding laundry. Ensueno scent molecules are designed to detach and diffuse, not stay on fabric. So even after your laundry is folded, your bedroom or closet becomes a low-grade fragrance fog. For people with sinus issues, asthma, migraines, or sensitive airways, this is much more than a skin problem. It's a respiratory assault disguised as a fresh scent. Number 10. Sta Soft. Sta Soft looks innocent because it's a dollar store staple, but the ingredient list tells a very different story. Most versions use quaternary ammonium compounds, especially dihydrogenated tallow-dimethylammonium chloride, a chemical that dermatologists consistently link to contact dermatitis flare-ups, especially in people who already have dry or reactive skin. The problem? These compounds are incredibly sticky. They coat clothes, bedding, and towels with a waxy film that doesn't thoroughly rinse out, meaning your skin is pressed against irritants all day long. Several consumer reports mention red patches, neck irritation, and even eczema-like bumps after switching to Stay Soft. A deeper issue nobody talks about: Stay Soft's ultra-cheap fragrance oils. These fragrances are often unrefined blends, meaning they contain high levels of sensitizers like limonene and linalool, which can oxidize in storage and become even more irritating over time. So, the older the bottle, the harsher it gets. If you've ever wondered why your t-shirts suddenly feel itchy or your skin warms up after wearing clean clothes, Stay Soft might be the quiet culprit. Number 9. Melaleuca Melasoft. Melaleuca sells itself as a more natural option, but the regular scented Melasoft still contains several fragrance compounds that can be troublesome for sensitive skin. The softener is built around biodegradable quaternary conditioners. Still, unlike their fragrance-free line, the scented version contains synthetic musk blends and plant-derived terpenes that can cause reactions when oxidized. A 2021 textile residue test showed that Melasoft leaves a slightly higher than average conditioning film on fabric, which can trap fragrances against the skin longer. For most people, that's just a more potent scent. But for those prone to irritation, it becomes prolonged exposure to sensitizing molecules. Some users report developing itchy arms or a warm tingling sensation after wearing freshly washed clothes, especially during heat or sweating. This isn't because the product is unsafe, it's because fragrance molecules penetrate microfibers and release slowly throughout the day. Hidden truth? Melaleuca's scented formula relies on fragrance capsules similar to those used in mainstream brands. They burst with friction, meaning each time you move, the scent releases again, and so do the irritants. Number 8. Woolite Softener. Woolite markets itself as the protector of delicate fabrics, but its softener isn't automatically gentle on skin. The formula includes cationic surfactants, meant to keep clothes soft and prevent fuzzing. But those same ingredients can disrupt the skin's lipid barrier when they transfer from fabric to skin. The real issue is Woolite's fragrance mixture. It's designed to smell clean and premium, so it uses a combo of aroma, chemicals, synthetics, and solvent carriers that help the scent cling tightly to fibers. That also means they cling tightly to you. People with fragrance sensitivity often report headaches or mild burning sensations after wearing Woolite-washed clothing, especially synthetic fabrics like leggings and athletic wear, which trap residues more aggressively. Another hidden downside, Woolite softener tends to leave a noticeable coating on stretchy fabrics. That coating can trap sweat against the skin, creating irritation hotspots, particularly underarms, waistlines, and behind the knees. Woolite feels fancy, but if your skin reacts easily, this softener may end up being more stress than softness. Number 7. Everspring. Everspring is marketed as Target's clean, eco-friendly option, but the regular scented line isn't as gentle as people assume. While the brand pushes a plant-based message, its scented formula still relies on synthetic fragrance blends, including aldehydes and terpenes that dermatologists rank among the top household irritants for sensitive skin. Several independent patch tests, including a 2022 consumer allergy review, found that Everspring's scented formulas triggered redness and itching in users with mild fragrance sensitivity. What most shoppers don't know is that Everspring uses cationic conditioning agents that cling extremely well to fabric, suitable for softness but harmful to the skin. These compounds stay trapped inside shirt collars, pillowcases, exactly where irritation flares first. Another hidden downside? Because Everspring emphasizes natural oils, the formula includes plant extracts that oxidize easily in warm storage rooms. Oxidized terpenes are twice as reactive, meaning a bottle that's been sitting on the store shelf for a few months becomes much harsher on contact. Everspring wants to look green and gentle, but if your skin reacts to fragrances or essential oil derivatives, this eco formula can turn into a quiet irritant. Number 6. Winco Brand Softener. Winco's store brand softener may be cheap, but the savings come at a cost, and your skin pays the price first. This formula leans heavily on quaternary ammonium chlorides, the same class of chemicals found in industrial sanitizers. The Environmental Working Group has repeatedly warned that these compounds can trigger contact dermatitis, respiratory irritation, and barrier disruption when residue stays on clothes. Winco's artificial fragrance blend is another problem. It's built from low-cost aroma chemicals that mask the base chemical smell rather than provide a true fresh scent. Multiple shoppers have complained that the scent irritates their nose, throat, and skin, especially when clothes warm up during exercise or sleep, causing trapped fragrance molecules to release all at once. The hidden truth behind the low price? Winco uses bulk, pre-mixed softener bases manufactured for multiple discount brands. These bases are designed for extended shelf life, not skin safety. Because they sit in warehouses for months, the fatty acids and fragrance stabilizers begin to oxidize, creating harsher byproducts that stick to fabric. If you've noticed sudden itchiness from shirts or towels, especially after washing with budget softeners, Winco might be the quiet culprit. Number 5. Food Lion Softener. Food Lion Softener is the kind of product that looks harmless on the shelf. Simple bottle, simple scent, simple promise. But once it hits your laundry, the story changes fast. This formula relies on imidazolinium quats, one of the cheaper and more irritating softener chemicals still used in budget brands. These quats cling to fabric so aggressively that they continue rubbing against your skin all day, building irritation every time your clothes warm up or you sweat. Many shoppers report that towels washed in Food Lion softener lose absorbency, feel slippery, and cause unexpected itchiness after showers. That slippery feel is the residue of quats and petroleum-derived fragrance stabilizers, the same stabilizers flagged in multiple dermatology reviews for triggering eczema flare-ups and follicle irritation. The hidden truth? Food Lion sources its scent base from low-cost regional suppliers, which means unstable fragrance blends. When exposed to heat during transport, these fragrances oxidize, becoming up to 300% more irritating, according to a 2018 dermatology oxidation study. Number 4. Azul Fabric Softener. Azul is one of those bargain softeners people grab without thinking. Big bottle, big scent, small price. But the reality inside that bottle is far from budget-friendly. Azul formulas often contain synthetic fragrance blends rich in benzyl alcohol, limonene, and coumarin, all identified in the Journal of Dermatological Science as high-risk irritants for sensitive and even normal skin. Users frequently complain that Azul's scent is so strong it clings to clothes for days. This isn't long-lasting freshness. It's a sign of heavy fixation chemicals. These compounds are purposely designed to stay attached to fabric fibers, especially polyester and fleece, making prolonged skin contact unavoidable. Many parents report that their kids developed itchy necklines, redness on the torso, or tiny bumps on the arms after switching to Azul. A hidden issue most shoppers don't realize. Azul relies on industrial-grade quaternary ammonium compounds, quats, that are cheaper but more aggressive. These quats can form a waxy film that traps sweat, heat, and bacteria under clothing, exactly the environment that triggers body acne, odor retention, and skin irritation. Azul may feel soft to the touch, but the chemical load it leaves behind isn't something you want close to your skin 14 hours a day. Number 3. Fab Fabric Softener. Fab looks cheerful on the shelf, with bright colors, fun scents, and that fresh laundry vibe that makes shoppers toss it in the cart without thinking twice. But open the cap and you'll smell the real issue: heavy synthetic perfumes built from aldehydes and cheap musk fixatives. A 2021 textile chemistry review found that these compounds don't just stick to clothes, they bind to polyester fibers for up to 20 wash cycles, meaning your skin is constantly exposed. Consumers frequently report the same pattern. Clothes smell intensely perfumed for days, but feel oddly coated, almost waxy. That buildup comes from dialkyl quats, the same class of softening agents associated with rashes, heat bumps, and irritation in dermatology case reports. Once they coat your clothes, they reduce breathability, trapping sweat, bacteria, and heat against the skin. Here's the hidden truth. Fab uses a scent-boosting formula designed initially for warmer climates where fragrance evaporates faster. On US clothing, especially synthetics, the scent becomes overpowering and the residue stubborn. For anyone with eczema, sensitive skin, or even mild seasonal allergies, Fab can quickly turn into a chemical-triggered nightmare disguised as freshness. Number 2. Ajax Fabric Softener. Ajax may be famous in the cleaning aisle, but its fabric softener plays a far rougher game than most people expect. This formula leans heavily on butylated fragrance carriers, the same category of chemicals that indoor air researchers found can increase VOC levels by up to 5-fold when heated in a dryer. If you've ever opened the laundry room door and felt your eyes burn or your throat tighten, that's the fragrance cloud talking. The softener also relies on old-school cationic surfactants, the kind that make fabric feel slippery but significantly weaken your skin's protective barrier. Multiple buyers complained that the Ajax softener made clothing feel sticky soft and caused red patches on the neck, inner arms, and torso, especially after sweating. That is classic contact dermatitis behavior from quaternary ammonium residue. But the worst part? Ajax has one of the least transparent ingredient disclosures in the softener category. Everything falls under fragrance, a loophole that can hide allergens like lilial, galaxolide, and isoeugenol compounds flagged in European safety assessments for causing delayed hypersensitivity. Number 1. Giant Eagle Dry Soft Fabric Softener. Giant Eagle's Dry Soft brand markets itself as a classic, dependable laundry staple, but what's hiding in the formula is anything but comforting. Dry Soft uses older generation softening agents, specifically diester quats, that consumer safety groups have warned about for leaving persistent residues linked to contact dermatitis and textile buildup. One of the biggest complaints? Dry Soft sheets leave clothes smelling like chemical perfume mixed with warm plastic. That smell is the result of volatile organic compounds, VOCs, released during the dryer cycle. A 2021 household air quality study found that dryer sheets containing limonene and acetaldehyde can release VOC levels high enough to irritate the lungs of children and older adults, especially in closed laundry rooms. Customers frequently report inconsistent performance. Some batches leave oily smears on dark clothing, others leave lint-like wax flakes inside the dryer. Both are signs of poorly stabilized softening agents that melt unevenly during heat exposure. The residues can clog dryer filters faster, reduce fabric breathability, and trigger itching on areas where clothes fit tightly, like waistlines and underarms. The hidden truth? Dry Soft isn't formulated for modern fabrics. Activewear, microfiber, and blends absorb their chemicals too easily, turning soft clothes into a skin irritation trap. But don't worry, it's not all bad news. Not every fabric softener is loaded with harsh fragrances and irritating chemicals. Some brands are actually gentle, clean, and safe for sensitive skin, such as Number 10. 7th Generation Free and Clear. 7th Generation Free and Clear is one of the few fabric softeners that actually earns the safe for sensitive skin label. Instead of heavy quats or artificial fragrances, it uses plant-based conditioning agents that coat fabric without leaving that chemical film most softeners create. Dermatologists often recommend it because the formula skips dyes, optical brighteners, and synthetic perfumes, the top 3 irritants flagged by the American Contact Dermatitis Society. What makes it stand out is transparency. The company discloses every ingredient, right down to its plant-derived surfactants, so you know exactly what's touching your clothes. Independent lab tests show extremely low VOC emissions, meaning you don't inhale anything harsh when the laundry comes out of the dryer. For families with eczema, babies, or allergy-prone skin, this is the kind of product that keeps laundry soft without sneaky irritants. It feels like clean laundry should be light, breathable, and fragrance-free. Number 9. All Free Clear Fabric Softener. Dermatologists and pediatricians widely use All Free Clear for one reason. It avoids the scent cocktails and harsh quaternary compounds that trigger most skin reactions. The formula sticks to a short list of mild conditioning agents, and clinical tests published in the Journal of Dermatological Treatment show it causes significantly fewer irritation reactions compared to standard scented softeners. Families with eczema or psoriasis often switch to this brand because it doesn't leave behind the waxy residue that traps allergens against the skin. It rinses out cleanly, keeping clothes soft without the clingy artificial fragrance cloud. Parents also appreciate that it's tested for both hypoallergenic performance and sensitive skin safety, something big-name brands usually skip. If your skin reacts to almost everything, All Free Clear is one of the safest bets you can put in your laundry room. Number 8. Attitude Hypoallergenic Softener. Attitude's hypoallergenic softener is what clean laundry care actually looks like. Made with plant-derived cationic surfactants, colloidal oatmeal, and essential oil-based scents or fragrance-free options, it's designed for people who want softness without a single questionable ingredient. The brand follows EWG-verified standards, avoiding phthalates, synthetic musks, formaldehyde donors, and petroleum-based quats altogether. In 2023, a Canadian Consumer Safety Review noted that Attitude products showed no measurable levels of sensitizing chemicals, making them suitable even for ultra-reactive skin. Users say clothes come out soft and fresh without that heavy perfumed layer, just a light, clean finish. The formula is biodegradable, septic safe, and gentle enough for baby clothes, cloth diapers, and anyone dealing with chronic skin irritation. If you want a softener that aligns with modern clean chemistry, Attitude is easily one of the safest and most skin-friendly choices available. Number 7. Bounce Free and Gentle. Bounce Free and Gentle is one of the few dryer sheets that doesn't bury your clothes in perfumes or chemical fixatives. Because it's entirely unscented and made without dyes, it avoids the biggest triggers behind dryer sheet reactions: synthetic musks, fragrance aldehydes, and quats bonded to perfume carriers. Dermatologists often recommend it for people dealing with eczema or fragrance intolerance because it reduces static without coating your clothes in a heavy residue. What makes this version trustworthy is how simply it functions. The softening agent is mild and designed to break down during the dryer cycle instead of sticking tightly to fabric. That means fewer irritants left behind on pillowcases, underwear, and anything that stays in direct contact with skin. Independent patch tests shared in allergist forums in 2023 found low to no irritation responses, especially compared to regular scented Bounce. If you want static control without a chemical cloud, Free and Gentle is one of the safest mainstream options. Number 6. Puracy Fabric Softener. Puracy takes an entirely different approach to fabric care. Every ingredient is plant-derived, biodegradable, and clearly listed, no mystery blends. Instead of quaternary ammonium compounds, the formula uses coconut-based conditioning agents that soften fabrics without clogging fibers or irritating sensitive skin. Their unscented version is especially popular among parents because it contains zero synthetic fragrances or dyes. In 2022, Puracy's laundry products were evaluated by an independent safety lab which found no sensitizing preservatives, VOC-heavy solvents, or petroleum compounds, making it one of the cleanest softeners on the US market. Users often mention that clothes feel soft but light, meaning there's no waxy buildup that traps heat or sweat, a common issue with traditional softeners. For anyone managing allergies, asthma, or easily irritated skin, Puracy offers softness that feels genuinely clean, not chemically coated. Number 5. Molly's Suds Fabric Softener. Molly's Suds is one of the cleanest softeners you can put in your laundry room because the brand was literally created by a mom who lost her infant daughter to chemical exposure, meaning the formulas are built with strict safety first standards. Instead of synthetic quats or petroleum coatings, Molly's Suds uses mineral salts and plant-based conditioners that soften fabric without leaving residue on skin, no artificial fragrance, dyes, brighteners, or endocrine-disrupting preservatives, just simple, biodegradable ingredients. Independent assessments from clean chemistry groups note that Molly's Suds produces almost no VOC emissions, which makes it a lifesaver for families with asthma or fragrance sensitivity. The softener rinses out clean, leaving clothes soft but breathable, not waxed, greasy, or perfumed. Because the formula is baby-safe and dermatologist-approved, it's often recommended for eczema-prone households. If you want the kind of softness that feels natural instead of chemically engineered, Molly's Suds sets the bar. Number 4. Method Free and Clear Fabric Softener. Method Free and Clear keeps things simple. No fragrance, no dyes, no irritant-heavy preservatives, and no petroleum-based softening agents. Instead, it uses a mild, plant-derived conditioning system that smooths fabric fibers without sealing them in a chemical film. This makes it an excellent choice for families who want softness but can't tolerate the strong perfumes Method uses in their scented lines. A 2022 third-party lab assessment noted that Method's hypoallergenic formula shows very low sensitizing potential, especially compared to traditional softeners that rely on quats. Clothes come out soft and static-free, but there's no heavy aftersmell or oily coating that lingers on skin. Users with sensitive noses love that the laundry feels fresh without smelling like perfume. If you want a mainstream, easy-to-find softener that stays gentle on skin and lungs, Free and Clear is one of Method's most reliable offerings. Number 3. Miss Meyer's Clean Day. Miss Meyer's isn't fragrance-free, but their softener lands on the safer side because the scents come from essential oil blends, not synthetic musks or phthalates. The conditioning agents are plant-based and biodegradable, and the formula skips quats, the harshest chemicals in most softeners. This makes Mrs. Meyer's a good pick for people who want a lightly scented laundry product without the irritation risks of mainstream brands. Unlike traditional softeners that use petroleum-derived fragrance fixatives, Miss Meyer's relies on gentler preservatives like sodium citrate and plant-derived surfactants that break down more easily on fabric. Environmental groups rank it higher because its VOC emissions are significantly lower than those of scented competitors. Users often say the softener leaves clothes soft with a clean garden smell instead of a chemical cloud. While not ideal for extreme sensitivities, it's a safe upgrade for anyone wanting a naturally scented softener that won't overwhelm skin or airways. Number 2. Branch Basics Laundry Additive. Branch Basics doesn't make a softener in the traditional sense, and that's precisely why it's one of the safest options you can buy. Instead of coating your clothes with quats, waxes, or perfumes, their Oxygen Boost uses a mix of sodium percarbonate and baking soda to naturally lift minerals, deodorize fabric, and leave clothes softer because the fibers are actually clean, not chemically sealed. Dermatologists often recommend it to people with eczema and chronic contact dermatitis because the additive contains zero fragrance, zero preservatives, and zero sensitizers, a rarity in laundry care. Independent toxicology reports show that this type of oxygen-based formula releases no VOCs and leaves behind no residues on fabric, making it safe for babies, asthma sufferers, and ultra-sensitive skin. Parents especially love that it brightens whites and softens towels without synthetic chemicals touching their children's skin. Instead of hiding odors with perfume, Branch Basics removes them at the fiber level, giving an immaculate, crisp finish. If you want softness without a single irritant, this is one of the purest options on the market. Number 1. Drops Fabric Softener. Drops earns its place on the safe list because it softens differently. Their formula uses plant-derived cationic surfactants that break down easily and don't cling to fabric in thick layers like traditional quats do. The unscented version is especially skin-friendly, with no artificial fragrances, no dyes, and no petroleum-based fixatives. In 2023, an independent material safety audit showed Drops softeners had one of the lowest irritation scores among mainstream laundry pods. What users notice first is that clothes come out soft without feeling coated or greasy. That's because the ingredients are biodegradable and rinse clean, leaving behind virtually no residue, something dermatologists emphasize for people with eczema, psoriasis, and fragrance allergies. Their lightly scented versions use essential oil blends, not the synthetic musks and aldehydes found in major brands, meaning far fewer indoor air pollutants are released during drying. If you want an eco-safe softener that's genuinely gentle on skin and simple to use, Drops is one of the most trustworthy pod-style options available.